Today we are doing similar to what we did yesterday with sales and tax, but this time is discounts. So when we did sales and tax, we added at the end. Discounts will make your total cheaper, so we will be subtracting. Sometimes you'll be told, oh, you have a discount and you're going to tip someone and you're going to have a tax. So some people don't know the order to do things. You're always going to do, so I'm going to write this down and put the order. You do your discount first, and then your tax, and then your tip at the very end. Also, as a reminder, for discounts you subtract, for taxes you add, for tips you add. Okay, so we're doing the same thing that we did with sales tax and tips, where we turn our decimal or turn our percent to a decimal and multiply. So 64 times 0.20. That's going to give us 12.8, which is 12.80. So 12.80 is how much you are saving. So to find the sales price or the new price, you're going to subtract. So 64 minus 1280 is 51.20. So that's your new price. Sometimes they will ask just for how much you are saving. So if they're asking that, then the answer is 1280. If they want the final price like they did here, then it's 51.20. Number 2, multiply 1200 times 0.10, which is 120. So you're going to save $120. So subtract that from 1200 to get $1,080 for your final cost. Now the next three are going to have a bit more work because it's not just a discount, it's a discount and tax. So remember to do the discount first, so 4.30 times 0.40. So we're going to save about $1.72. We're going to subtract that from 430 to get 258. So before tax you would spend 258, but now you need to include the tax. So we're going to use that 258 that we just found because we want the new price, times 6% as a decimal, which is 0.06. And that's going to give us 0.1548. So I'm going to round that to 0.15 because remember when we talk about money, we want it to the nearest cent. So that's 15 cents. Since that's a tax, we're going to add it back on to the 258. And again, we're using the 258 because we want to use the discounted price. We don't want to go back to that 430. So 258 plus 15 cents, you're going to end up paying about 273. Okay, the next two questions will be very similar. So buying a sweater, 33% discount. So we're going to start with the discount, 39.60 times 0.33. You get 13.068, which is going to round to 13.07. So you're going to save 1307, so we're going to subtract that from 3960. And when you subtract, you get 26.53. So now we need to include the tax. So we're going to do 26.53 times, move that decimal over twice. It becomes 0.045, which is 1.19385, so that rounds to 1.19. Since that's tax makes it more expensive, so we're going to add that 26.53 plus $1.19. That's going to give us a total of about $27.72 for our sweater. Okay, and one more question. Again, we have a discount but then a tax, so do the discount first. 90 times 0.45, so that's $40.50. So you're going to save $40.50, which is pretty good. So subtract that from 90, which is $49.50. Then you're going to use that price and include the tax. So multiply by 0.08 to get 3.96. Since that was tax, you add it back on to the $49.50. And you get $53.46 as your final answer. Okay, so always remember if you're finding the discount, you subtract that. If you're finding tip or tax, you add it. And then you always turn your percent into a decimal and multiply it. So just keep track of all your numbers, make sure your work is very organized, and if you have any questions, please let me know.